Here we're showing our action boring system. We're boring this XP100 out to 0.705, and we're going to put a new KIF bolt in it. Here's our setup, and I'll show you here briefly. On this end we have the JGS floating reamer holder, and the boring bar itself, which is right here. And in the front of the boring bar are the cutters, and then up on the receiver here, the front end of the boring bar is piloted by a bushing here and a bushing over here. And this system seems to work rather well. This particular bushing on this end here measures 703, and it's hardened and ground and just fits the Raceway perfect. And then over on this side, the bushing was a little bit smaller in front, so the Raceway is tapered a little bit, but this bushing here, you can just see the edge of it here, is 7.205. And what we're going to do now is bore that receiver out to 705, and then install a KIF bolt, like I said. Moving back here, we on the boring bar, these are the cutters. As the cutter moves forward, it pushes this bushing ahead of it, and when this bushing gets up to the other bushing, this one up here, we stop and then pull out of there and remove this particular bushing. And then the boring bar, this area back here, is the exact same diameter as the cutter, so this part then becomes the guide to use instead of the bushings over here. Anyway, that's how it works, and we'll crank it up now, and it might get a little noisy here, but that's part of it, and we'll run a few rounds here and just give you a good example of what goes on. As you can see in this area, this bushing here is moving, this bushing right here is moving ahead as we're coming in with the boring bar, and eventually we'll meet up with the other bushing that I showed you earlier. Anyway, this is basically how it's done, and just thought I'd want to let you know how it's done and how it works. And we'll continue on after a bit here, after we get the receiver board, and we'll show the new installation of the bolt and the silver soldering of the bolt handle and timing and so on. But that'll be it for right now.